All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second video lecture that we have for the course this year. And we're going to be talking about the head, title, and body tags. These are three very important tags for learning the beginnings of HTML. So let's get started. The first thing we'll talk about are the objectives for this lesson quickly. We're going to learn how to create HTML documents with separate head and body sections. We'll talk about what those are. And we'll also learn about the title tag, which will give a title to our document that will show in the browser. So let's start with the head and body sections. Actually, what we're going to start is by reviewing what we learned in the last video real quick. Then we'll do the head and body sections. And then we'll do the title. So here, let's review. So here's the first question. HTML documents should end in, when we make the file, it should end in .txt, .htn, or .html. I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. That's right, it's .html. Every file that you make should end in .html. That way the browser will know this is an HTML file. But another way that the browser will know is by a pair of HTML tags, the plain old HTML tag. And what does that look like? Does it look like this, with the square brackets and an exclamation point to close it? Or is it with those carets, the greater and less than signs, with the slash to close it? Think about that for a few seconds. That's right, it's the one with the carets over here. This is the HTML style where we have stuff in these caret brackets, or the greater than and less than signs. Okay, so that's some review from what we did before. Now let's quickly move into the head and the body of a document. An HTML document is a lot like a person. Okay, so it's got a head and it's got a body. And the head, just like on a person, holds a lot of the information, where the body actually does stuff. Okay, so you can think of it that way. The head is where some information is kept in its memory, sort of, and the body is where everything's happening. Your arms, your legs, you're moving, you're playing sports, whatever. So it's similar in an HTML document. You have the head section at the very top, which is you use the head bracket, a head tag, and then a slash head tag to end it. And in there you're going to put some information about the document. We'll tell you what type of stuff will be there later. And then the real meat of the document, where all the content is stored, is called the body. And for that, you use the body tag and the slash body tag when you're done. Okay, so again, it's a lot like a person. The head has some information. It's going to have the title in a second. It's going to have some other information like where to find some style documents and other things we'll talk about later. But the body is where all the real work is done. It's where the content that's going to be displayed on the page is written. So let me show you how that might work. We'll go over to our HTML document that we had before that's called hello. And right now all we have is HTML and the slash HTML tag here and just the word hello in between. Okay, that's something, but we're going to add these head and body tags. So in here, in the top, first we add the head section. So here's head and slash head. Okay, and we're going to put some stuff in here later. But for now, you just want to know that it's supposed to be here, and we'll figure out what goes in there later. And then the real content goes inside the body section. So here's my body tag, and here's my slash body tag. Okay, and so you'll see that the hello that I have here is inside the body of the document. Right, the body is where all the meat is found, all the content. So we don't want to put hello up here in the head section. That might confuse the browser because it's not expecting the content to display on the page here. Instead, it should be in the body section. Okay? Back to the slideshow as we move on to the title. One thing that we can put inside the head tag is the title tag. And the title tag specifies the title of the web page. Okay? Now, whatever text you put inside the title element will appear at the top of the browser window. So you can see here I have some examples. If you go to brown.edu, which is the Brown University web page, the title that will appear on the tab will say Brown University. It won't say brown.edu, which is the address. It has a title. And that's done using a title tag. Similarly, if you go to Amazon.com, the title is Amazon.com:online shopping, right? Not just Amazon.com. And that's because they've put in the title that is this. And you can see the same thing is true at Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. That's the title that they've used. And all of these big websites are using the title tag just like you. So let me show you how that works. A title tag. So right now, if I go to hello, our HTML document that we built before. All right, so if we open up our hello document from before, here it is. You can see right now it says, as soon as it loads, it just says hello.html, which is the name of the file. Okay, and here's our hello that we wrote in there before. But if we want to give it a good title, we could title it something else. Okay, and the way we do that is we do it with a title tag inside the head, right? So notice how everything is inside the HTML tag. And here, inside here, we'll also have a title tag. So inside the head of the document, we'll say title, and then we can say slash title to say, okay, that's the end of my title. And anything that we put between these two tags will be the title of our document. So I'll say that this is my title. Okay, I'll save it. And then if I go and try to open this file again in the web browser, I'll just hit refresh. Okay, you can see up here it says this is my title now instead of hello.html. So anything that you put in here, you can put a bunch of gibberish if you'd like. Okay, and I'll save that. Then if I hit refresh, you see here's the gibberish up there. So whatever's in the title tag will be the title of the page. And remember, the title tag goes within the head tag, and you open it with bracket or caret title caret, and then you close it with caret slash title caret. All right, so that does it. We've learned how to make HTML documents with that separate head and body section, and we also learned how to use that title tag to label the title of an HTML document. So you should be all set for that, which means you should be all set for assignments 3 and 4. So go get started.